Hey plant lovers, welcome to my channel. Let's be honest, most plants don't die from neglect. They die from too much love, specifically too much water. If you've ever watched a plant slowly decline, turn yellow, and die despite your best efforts, you've probably been overwatering. Today, I'm sharing the 7 biggest watering mistakes that kill plants, and more importantly, how to fix them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to water correctly. Hit that like button and let's save some plants. Mistake number 1: watering on a schedule. This is the biggest mistake I see. People water every Sunday or every 3 days or twice a week, no matter what. Here's the problem. Plants don't need water on your schedule. They need water when the soil is dry. Your home's temperature, humidity, light levels, and seasons all affect how quickly soil dries out. A plant might need water every 5 days in summer, but only every 2 weeks in winter. Watering on a fixed schedule means sometimes you're watering wet soil, which leads to root rot. Other times, you're waiting too long and the plant gets stressed. Here's the fix. Check the soil before watering. Stick your finger into the soil up to your first knuckle, about 1 inch deep. If it feels dry, water. If it's still moist, wait a day or two and check again. Different plants have different needs. Succulents and cacti need completely dry soil between waterings. Ferns like slightly moist soil. Most common houseplants fall somewhere in the middle. Let the top inch dry out, then water. Pro tip: get a moisture meter if you're unsure. They're cheap, usually $5 to $10, and take the guesswork out. Stick it in the soil and it tells you if it's wet, moist, or dry. Bottom line, your finger or a moisture meter is better than any calendar. Mistake number 2: overwatering. This kills more plants than any other mistake. People think they're being good plant parents by watering frequently, but they're actually drowning their plants. Here's what happens when you overwater. The soil stays constantly wet. Plant roots need oxygen to survive, but waterlogged soil has no air pockets. The roots suffocate and start to rot. Once roots rot, they can't absorb water or nutrients anymore. Ironically, an overwatered plant shows the same symptoms as an underwatered plant: drooping, yellowing leaves. But the solution is opposite. How to spot overwatering. Yellow leaves that feel soft and mushy. Leaves falling off, even green ones. Soil that smells sour or rotten. Black or brown mushy stems at the base. Mold or fungus growing on the soil surface. Here's the fix. If you've been overwatering, stop immediately. Let the soil dry out completely before watering again. This might take 1 to 2 weeks. Check the roots. If they're brown, black, or mushy, your plant has root rot. Remove it from the pot, cut away all rotted roots with clean scissors, and repot in fresh, dry soil. Prevention is key. Always check soil moisture before watering. Make sure your pot has drainage holes. Use well-draining soil, not heavy garden soil that holds water. Remember, most plants can recover from underwatering. Very few recover from overwatering. When in doubt, wait another day. Mistake number 3: using pots without drainage holes. Decorative pots look beautiful, but if they don't have drainage holes, they're death traps for plants. Here's why drainage matters. When you water, excess water needs somewhere to go. Without drainage holes, water pools at the bottom of the pot. The soil stays soggy. Roots sit in water and rot. I know what you're thinking: I'll just water less. That doesn't work. You end up with dry soil on top and waterlogged soil at the bottom. Plus, salts and minerals from tap water build up over time with no way to flush out. Here's the fix. Always use pots with drainage holes. If you love a decorative pot without holes, use it as a cover pot. Keep your plant in a plastic nursery pot with drainage holes inside the decorative pot. When you water, take the plant out, water it in the sink, let it drain completely, then put it back in the decorative pot. Or water carefully and pour out any excess water that collects in the bottom. Another option: drill drainage holes yourself. You can drill through ceramic, plastic, or terracotta with the right drill bit. Just go slowly and wear safety glasses. If you absolutely must use a pot without drainage, use it only for semi-aquatic plants or plants grown in water. Never use it for soil-grown plants. Pro tip: put a saucer under pots to catch drainage water. Empty the saucer after 15 minutes so plants aren't sitting in water. Mistake number 4, shallow watering. Some people give their plants a little sip of water every day or two, just enough to wet the top of the soil. This creates weak, shallow root systems and stressed plants. Here's what happens with shallow watering. Only the top inch of soil gets wet. Roots grow toward moisture, so they stay near the surface instead of growing deep. The plant becomes unstable and can't access nutrients deeper in the soil. Plus, the bottom half of the root ball stays completely dry, even though you're watering regularly. The plant is simultaneously underwatered and overwatered in different zones. Here's the fix. Water deeply and less frequently. When you water, soak the entire root ball thoroughly until water runs out the drainage holes. This ensures all the roots get moisture and encourages deep, healthy root growth. How to water deeply. Water slowly, letting it soak in rather than running off. Water until you see it draining from the bottom. Wait 5 minutes, then water again to ensure the entire root ball is saturated. For very dry soil that's pulling away from the pot edges, water might run straight through without being absorbed. Set the whole pot in a sink or tub of water for 10 to 15 minutes. This lets soil rehydrate fully. Then wait. Let the top inch or two of soil dry out completely before watering again. For most plants, this means watering once a week or less. Deep watering once a week is infinitely better than shallow watering every day. Mistake number 5, using cold tap water directly from the tap. This seems minor, but it can stress your plants, especially tropical varieties. Here's the problem. Cold water shocks plant roots, especially if they're used to warm room temperatures. This can slow growth, cause leaf drop, or even damage sensitive roots. Tap water also contains chlorine, fluoride, and other chemicals that some plants are sensitive to. Spider plants, dracaenas, and calatheas often get brown leaf tips from fluoride. Here's the fix. Let water sit at room temperature for at least a few hours before using it. Overnight is even better. This does 2 things, warms the water to room temperature and lets chlorine evaporate. Fill a watering can or jug after each watering session. Let it sit out until next time you water. By then, it's perfect temperature and the chlorine has dissipated. For plants very sensitive to tap water, use filtered water, distilled water, or collected rainwater. You can also use water from a dehumidifier. It's basically distilled. Pro tip. If you forget to let water sit out, mix hot and cold tap water to get lukewarm water. Test it on your wrist like baby formula. It should feel neutral, not cold or hot. Water temperature matters more for some plants than others. Tropical plants like philodendrons, calatheas, and ferns are most sensitive. Succulents and cacti don't care as much. Small adjustment, big difference in plant health. Mistake number 6, watering the leaves instead of the soil. Some people spray water on leaves thinking they're watering the plant. Others use overhead watering that soaks the foliage. Both can cause problems. Here's why this is an issue. Water sitting on leaves, especially in low light or poor air circulation, creates perfect conditions for fungal diseases and bacterial infections. Fuzzy leaves like African violets get water spots that never go away. Leaves with intricate patterns can develop rot where water pools. Some plants are just prone to fungal issues when wet. Plus, water on leaves doesn't actually water the plant. Roots absorb water, not leaves, except for a few special cases like air plants. You're missing the target. Here's the fix. Water directly into the soil, not from above. Use a watering can with a narrow spout that lets you aim for the soil surface. Lift leaves out of the way if needed. Pour water slowly so it soaks into the soil rather than running off. If you do get water on leaves accidentally, gently shake the plant or dab leaves with a clean cloth to remove excess moisture. Exception: misting. Some humidity-loving plants benefit from light misting, but that's different from watering. Misting increases humidity temporarily. It doesn't replace actual watering. Another exception: shower method. Some people shower their plants to clean dust off leaves. That's fine occasionally, but let them dry completely before putting them back in low-light spots. Make sure it's a supplement to soil watering, not a replacement. Always water the soil. That's where roots are waiting for moisture. Mistake number 7, ignoring what your plant is telling you. Plants communicate their needs through their appearance. But many people ignore these signals until it's too late. Here's what to watch for. Drooping leaves often mean thirsty plant, but check the soil first. If soil is wet and leaves droop, that's overwatering. If soil is dry and leaves droop, water immediately. Yellow leaves usually mean overwatering, but sometimes it's natural leaf aging. If only the bottom oldest leaves turn yellow occasionally, that's normal. If multiple leaves turn yellow quickly and feel mushy, that's too much water. Crispy brown leaf tips often mean underwatering or low humidity. Soft brown spots mean overwatering or disease. Wilting despite wet soil means root rot. The roots are damaged and can't absorb water even though it's available. Leaves curling under or cupping can mean too little water or too much direct sun. Here's the fix. Look at your plants regularly. Like really look at them. Notice changes in leaf color, texture, and position. When you see changes, investigate. Check soil moisture first. Look at the roots if needed. Consider recent care. When did you last water? Has temperature or light changed? Most importantly, adjust your care based on what you observe. If a plant's leaves droop every 5 days, that's its watering schedule. If another plant's soil stays moist for 2 weeks, water every 2 weeks. Every plant is different. Even 2 plants of the same variety in different pots might need different watering frequency. Pro tip: keep simple notes when you start out. Write down when you water each plant. Note what the soil moisture was. After a few weeks, you'll see patterns emerge. Your plants are talking. Start listening. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more plant care tips. Drop a comment and tell me, what's your biggest watering struggle? Are you an overwaterer or an underwaterer? Let me know what topics you want next. Propagation, fertilizing, pest control? I'm listening. Hit that like button if this video helped you. It really helps more people discover how to keep their plants alive. Thanks for watching. Remember, the best plant parent isn't the one who never makes mistakes. It's the one who learns from them. I'll see you in the next one. Happy watering!